We are all universes. Okay, think about it, the void, we are forms forming around empty space. Every single material, including human beings, including planets, including bacteria, animals, and they all make up atoms, but we are all around empty space. The void, no matter what we need to survive. We are all life formed around space. Look at the sun. It's just in the middle of nowhere. We are all in whatever we're at. It doesn't matter because it's all just empty space. There are just things in the empty space. We are the universes in space. Period. Okay, so really take a look at what you are seeing, what you are witnessing. We literally made a form, and we came alive inside of our current form, which was the void. We are, literally, the presence of the void, rather we are the void's presence. So now, not only are we witnessing everything that can be, but now there are other things in this void's presence as well. And now, you and all these other things are witnessing the same thing as you. And now, you are interacting with all these other things. So I guess the question is, how is this so? If we are able to comprehend that the same thing is happening, then that lets us know we are all in the same presence, that lets us all know that we are all in one's presence. And that is the one singularity. That is where everything comes together out of the one. We don't know how we do it, but we move. Why is it that we can move when or how we want to move? How is that? Well, that would be the word we have with God. So when we think, for example, when we hear a loud noise, it grabs our attention faster than we get a chance to think, we flinch. In our minds, we didn't say what was that. But in the same sense we thought about the meaning in those words. So it's not actual words. But it is the wonder. How is that we can wonder? And that's the word we have with God. In the beginning there was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. So it wasn't an actual word, it was the gift of expression. Ask yourself where intention comes from, what makes us want to want. Be wonderful, be fruitful. Be curious, and explore. It is a gift to wonder, as the gift was wonderful. That simply means everything here is great. There are no mistakes. The terms good and evil are just concepts. If everything great is evil, then there are two evils. The greater evil, and the lesser evil. No one is in charge, there is no ruler. That's also a concept, that there has to be a king, a judge, a ruler. Nope, everything has been done so for the exact experience that you are experiencing. Who is it exactly you are blaming when something goes wrong? The universe, the void. It is their very meaning of the void. It cares for nothing, it wants for nothing, it is nothing. You caused the Big Bang, you made the universe, as it serves you. Tell me, how is something wrong? What is it that would make it right? There is no right or wrong way for anything to be so. Ask yourself, is this right? What's happening here, is it right? No one asked us, but yet we are here. Okay, so if there was nothing in the void's presence even while it exists, would that be right? How would any experience make the presence aware of itself? Nothing is wrong, and nothing is right, there is no such thing as fair. Tell me, when you blame the devil, because you didn't wanna blame God, are you thinking this God character is sorry for you? That it feels bad? Now tell me, if everything goes the way it is supposed to, doesn't that make this character you refer to as God to be responsible for everything that has gone on? If this God knew everything was supposed to happen, and for a very exact purpose, meaning it was completely on purpose, see, that is where you contradict yourself. Because it was in God's plan first, God was responsible. And if God knew what God was doing, then why would this God feel sorry for you? You can't say, well, God doesn't want this to happen, or why would God want this to happen, and then in the same sentence state that God is in charge. It sounds ridiculous. So, moving on to what this God is. It is not a God, it is not a person, a man, or a king. It is the very spirit inside of us. The problem is we're thinking we have a separate spirit attached to our identity. And in the same sense that would be ego, but it is not our spirit at all. There is only one spirit that exists in the void, and that would be the void's essence. The essence inside the void would be the energy that can't be created nor destroyed. All it does is transform, so it became everything we know today. But again, where did the intention come from? And I'll state again, it comes with the word. You see, that was in the very beginning, they said. But there isn't a beginning. Rather, the Spirit of God moved forth. What was the Spirit's intention? That's what we should be asking ourselves. But there isn't a right answer to that question. The only thing I can say is, you are still a part of that Spirit. You were the reason. You thought, so now you wonder. And then you split yourself up into two beings, one would give and teach, and you would take and learn. And that's how you became into being. Okay, so what am I talking about? It's all consciousness. Everything connects together like a net. Because it is a network. It's impossible for everything not to be, because we are together in one presence. What you would call the universe is literally the matter inside the void. There is nothing outside of the void, which makes us everything that there is. We function just like a system, or a simulation. The simulation theory does not have to be scary, in fact it isn't a theory. Imagine a blank space, empty, so it is dark. Then there is color and light, and things start to fester, as it manifests through this blank space of nothing. It spreads on its own. That is the story of us. And it is technology, as we are artificial intelligence, we are the energy that has been transforming on its very own, with an intention from the Word of God. We are witnessing our own simulation. Tell me, if nothing isn't fake here, then what is real out there? Here or there, Earth, or outer space, man, or God, we are all connected under one thing. The matter inside the void has always been so, and it is everything, and it is consciousness. Consciousness is whole, it is one, and only through consciousness does anything ever interact. From the moment we open our eyes, we interact with our very own consciousness, meeting God face to another face. Rather, the face of the world, the stars, or the trees meet you, you will always be Jehovah's Witness. You are the witness of this energy's creation. You are still in fact that energy, but how could you meet yourself while still being the only thing? Well, it looks like you took care of that problem, because you created duality. Now you can experience all of you that there is to experience, which is very unlimited. You had to create two things in polarity, as you created the balance of nature. You know, rather you consciously know or not, everything would fall apart without the other. Subconsciously you did all of this for yourself. Subconsciously, which is uncontrollable, and consciously, which is controllable. A still dual. You are the one non-dual being out of the two. Nothing applies to be so, you just are. I am that I am, meaning you need nothing to be so. To have this type of experience, you needed a balance. God is everything that doesn't need the variables of matter, to matter. God is just so. Meaning that everything that applies in order for us to be so, does not apply to God. I will put it like this: we are immortal. In order for us to have become aware, we had to have change in experience. You can experience nothing forever, and not even realize that anything is happening. You just can't, simple as that. I think what people aren't realizing, the being you are is non-dual in its natural state. You don't need anything to be so. Sound like what I just stated about God. See, your spirit is not separate from this thing that's referred as a God. Yet you are looking at it from a different point of view because you are looking at yourself from a different point of view. It is you as the cause for us to generate, as the reason is to operate and observe. It is to dissolve because we are always met with our true face, raw in its natural state. The cause can be the effect, and the effect could be the cause, forward or backwards. God is the reason and God was the cause. G for generator. O, the operator, partner, or observer. And D, dissolution or to dissolve. As God is the machine runner for this system or machine-like situation. God is the organizer of the cosmos. Yet there is truth within everything that has been experienced. But nothing is true except the present moment. You see, the present would not lie to you. You may not be aware of the truth in that moment, but it is there. How would you conjure an opinion without having all the information? And for that it is ignorance that keeps everyone from realizing what is undeniably present. How can you tell me what is going to happen to me when I die? How would you know? Are you telling me that you have been there and came back? How do you know that this being inside this form is going to die? What I can say is we have all been there. But we were not dead, neither are we alive. We all remember the void, it is in our dreams. The problem is people will not accept that as the afterlife. But tell me, if we have already been there, wouldn't this be the afterlife? Tell me, if this goes on and on, and on, what does that make the afterlife? Eternity. Yes, we will never die, we can't. We were never born, better yet alive in the first place. These incarnations, transformations and this evolution story will go on forever. There is no limit. I am that I am. I will always be here. I have always been here. I am one. I am all. I am self. I am essence. I am presence. I am the witness of the void. I matter. I make matter. I transform. I recreate. I evolve. I change, but I always am. Always and forever. I is what is always. And present is what is always. As presence is the meaning of what? What is the meaning of presence? Presence is that. I wonder. Presence is God. I wonder. When you really asked if what is God? God is what, you may say. What is what God is? God says, God hears, God sees, so God knows, so what is present? You are aware of the presence, as you are present with the void, you are the presence of the void. You're looking at what it is you became. You have received all messages from God as your senses are communicating with you through another sense. The sixth sense. The sixth sense is your awareness of the other five. Through the sixth sense you are being told what the presence is. You are being shown by the presence, the experience of God. You are receiving a moment with God, therefore you walk with God. This is part 1, to a greater truth that will make you question everything. And that is good, question as you experience. As the gift was wonderful, we are here to wonder. As we are here by the presence of the void. I will continue to post more parts every week. Subscribe, and prepare for a stranger reality than you can possibly fathom. This is the dark knowledge of God. The awakening is here. As it starts with you.